What's poppin', peeps? T-Money up in the house. Got a new name I wanted to announce for you guys. My name is no longer DOTD 1986. It is now Cathedral of Horror. Why? Because I think it's a little more fitting for the channel, and also I didn't really like DOTD 1986. Even though Dawn of the Dead is my favorite movie of all time, it just didn't flow very good to me. So I decided to go with Cathedral of Horror. Yes, it's a little darker and more badass, I think. But if you guys want to drop a comment in the section and let me know what you think of the name, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate your feedback as always. So, anyway, got my zombie dust coaster for my water. I'll put that in view because it's cool, but whatever. So, the topic of this video was, I haven't done a video in a while, and I did a couple of these, I think, for Code Red and maybe Scorpion a while back, and I was going to do a whole series, and I got kind of derailed and lost track of that. So I am going to bring it back slowly and surely. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my Kino Lorber collection thus far, my Blu-rays. I actually don't really have any Kino DVDs, so this is one of the rare exceptions to where I started collecting from a company only on Blu-ray, so that's cool. But anyway, guys, we'll jump right into this. Just wanted to also clarify my new name, Cathedral of Horror. So, first up, for Kino Lorber, we have the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. This is actually, so these three releases are pretty badass. I don't know if they are they're the Kino Classics collection. So we have the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari Blu-ray. We have an excellent release here, Nosferatu. This is a double disc. It includes a newly mastered HD cut from archival 35mm restoration. Disc 1 is the English intertitles, Disc 2 is the German intertitles, so you get multiple selections of the film and optional English subtitles, I believe, on both. Excellent film, so yeah, one of Kino's best releases, I think, in my opinion. Then I have Orson Welles' The Stranger. Picked this up recently on one of their sales they had. And now we'll just get into the racks. I have The Mask. This is a release that came out a couple years back. Haven't actually seen this film yet, so yeah. I'm just going to breeze through these guys for time's sake. I'm about to eat a nice dinner here pretty soon, so and I have a lot of Kino releases, so good amount. So yeah, The Mask. I think this is a 2-discer. I'm not sure. The Hitchhiker. A lot of these I got too from the recent sales they've been having, so I would suggest you get on that if you want better deals on their stuff. This is a newer release, Making Contact. We have The Phantom of 10,000 Leagues. Sorry about the little glare there too. The Pied Piper. I love this story in general, so I wanted to grab this film. It was okay. I watched it. Decent, good film. It also has Donald Pleasence in it as well. So another good film, Wolf Lake. This was pretty cool. I didn't know this film even existed. Actually, it stars the badass Rod Steiger and Survive the Night at Wolf Lake. It's about a group of old buddies. They rent a cabin every year. I don't know if they own it or whatever, on a lake, and then there's a deserter, Vietnam deserter, I believe, that comes with his girlfriend, or actually I think he's the caretaker at the cabin, and as soon as he admits to Rod Steiger that he is a deserter, Vietnam deserter, it's kind of like a cat and mouse game, and Rod Steiger harasses him and kind of tortures the shit out of him because he had a son that died in Vietnam, I think, that had a lot to do with it. So it's very like American pride, you deserted us during the Vietnam War, so I'm gonna fuck with you and kill you, basically. But really good film, Wolf Lake. Next up, we have Invisible Invaders. I kind of have these all random, too. In the beginning, I had them in alphabetical order, and then I decided just not to go that route. But cool film, Invisible Invaders. Then I have A Game of Death. Also, let me know what you guys think about this view. I just kind of see a lot of people do it this way, so I decided it'd be easier to showcase the film so you get a good look at them like this. This one is Certain Fury. So I got all these films either from Kino, Diabolic, and Amazon, so that's where you can get them. the decent, not the bad version of The Island of Dr. Moreau. We have The Inner Scene Project. We have House on 92nd Street. I think this is like a film noir. I was on a kick for a while. We have Absolution, another cool, unique Kino release. Stars Richard Burton. We have The Skull. This film was actually recently put out, I think, by Eureka as well. They put out a nice Blu-ray, so I would actually suggest going with that version. This is the alternate title, or I mean, the alternate cover artwork, which I liked better than I think the theatrical artwork that was also included in this release. But yeah, The Skull, good film. The Man Who Could Cheat Death. Haven't seen this one yet. Kino's pretty awesome. I like how they put out a nice blend of film noir, action, horror. Oops, sorry guys, I already showed you that one. Oops. Haunted Honeymoon. Fun one. Horror comedy. The Magnetic Monster. That glare's pissing me off. I'll try and show them like this so you don't get it. I Wake Up Screaming, another cool film noir from, I believe, 1941, black and white. Lifeboat, The Great Lifeboat. Alfred Hitchcock finally got a good release from Kino. Oh, and one thing also, guys, I'm not going to show off my Redemption film releases, because I know Redemption is kind of like a like how Kino works with Scorpion, and they kind of co-produce and release movies. I'm not going to do any of that. This is just strictly Kino Lorber, what I'm going to show you today. So there won't be any Scorpion Kino releases or Code Red Kino releases or anything else. So just Kino. The Lodger, cool film. Jack the Ripper. Beware the Blob. Decent release, actually. This film's not very good, but if you want a good release of it, I would go with this, because the edition that's included in the Umbrella kind of multi-pack blob Blu-ray is just a DVD transfer, I believe. So if you want a better HD upgrade of the film, I would go with Beware the Blob. And next up we have Chamber of Horrors, another cool black and white film from 1940. And next up we have James Woods in Cop. This was fun. A little cheesy action movie from the 80s, I believe. Yep, 1988. And we have Bela Lugosi in The Invisible Ghost. We have an action film with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kurt McKinney. No Retreat, No Surrender. I heard this was pretty fun, so I grabbed it. Didn't watch it yet, though. Candy, unique film for sure. Marlon Brando, Richard Burton, James Coburn, Walter Matthau, Ringo Starr, introducing Iwa Allen as Candy. So that's a pretty killer cast there. I haven't seen this film yet. It's from '68. We have Ape, another cool 3D film from Kino. I think Terror for Tom said he really liked this film. I haven't watched it yet, but... Alright, and next up we have 1 Million Years BC, starring Welch, excuse me. This is a sequel to another film, I believe. Can't remember the name offhand. But anyway, yeah, from '66. Fun film. And we have Shandu, the magician. I own this film in a multi-pack, actually. I saw Moods show this off a while back, a multi-pack, and then I didn't realize at the time, because I bought that strictly for this. I didn't realize Kino had a release on Blu-ray. It may not have been actually out at that time, so whatever. But I got it on Blu-ray, and this is also the reversible cover art. I'll try and let you guys know when I'm showing you a film where I'm using the reversible cover art, just so you guys, if you go to look for it, you don't get confused when you see like different artwork. But yeah, this is the reversible. And I have 8 Million Ways to Die. This is a newer release from Kino, starring Jeff Bridges. And Convoy, fun kind of trucker exploitation film from the 80s. I'm sorry, the late 70s, 78. I went on a Chuck Norris kick. The last Kino sale they had, I forget, maybe Labor Day sale or something. Maybe not Labor Day, I don't know. But it was action films. Maybe it was Father's Day action films on sale. So Hero and the Terror. Grabbed this one. What I was going to say is I grabbed a bunch of Chuck Norris on that sale. Another Chuck Norris, An Eye for an Eye, another film I got from that sale. And Enter the Ninja. I want to get Revenge of the Ninja, but I haven't gotten that yet, so. Another Chuck Norris, Delta Force 2. I really want to grab the, the Arrow Blu-ray of Delta Force, the first one. But I got like a lame, cheapo Blu-ray of the other one because it's a good film. But, yeah. I can't find that film at a good price, so if you know anybody who wants to trade or sell Delta Force Arrow Blu-ray, hit me up. The Bitch, starring Joan Collins. Weird, I haven't watched this film yet, clearly. Stumbling over my words. Sounded fun, though. Star Crystal, this movie was horrendous. I got it because I thought the cover looked really badass. It's an 80s kind of an alien ripoff type film, but I do not recommend this at all. It was terrible. The acting was bad. The story was bad. The special effects were lacking. Just a bad film. One of the worst endings I've ever seen in cinema history. It's a B movie. Alien movie, but from 1986, the year I was born. But yeah, I don't recommend this. I can't. I'm sorry. Star Crystal. And next up we have Star Slammer. Haven't watched this one yet. Another terribly rated. This has got like a 3.2 rating on IMDb, but another exploitation film from 1986 with a star in the title. And we have Night Tide. Excellent film. Silent film. We have Scarlet Street. Some classics coming up here. And this is, I believe, this is the archive, Kino Classics from the archive, archived from the Library of Congress, so. Scarlet Street. Lon Chaney in the original Phantom of the Opera. Kino Classic release. Sorry, I'm getting low here, guys. Bear with me. Gold. Getting down to the bottom of the rack. Evil Eye. A.K.A. The Girl Who Knew Too Much. Awesome film by Mario Bava. Early 60s black and white. And last up from this rack, we have September Storm. This was okay, kind of a Jaws-y ripoff, but it was more of like an action-y, I don't really know how to describe it. It was a little bit of a different plot than Jaws, but yeah, September Storm, 3D. Cool release. Alright, we have River of Death. Fun exploitation 80s action flick from 89. Highly recommend this one. It stars Donald Pleasance, Michael Dudikoff, Robert Vaughn. Good, cast for sure. We have Astro Zombies. Waited forever for this film to get a release. Not very good, but still happy that they did release it. And this is the alternate cover art, I believe, for this release as well. Some of their alternate cover art is really fun. A lot of it tends to be like cartoony, so I like that. This is the Black Sabbath release from Kino. I do suggest you pick up the Arrow Blu-ray release. It's much better, but yeah, I grabbed this before I knew about that, so yeah. Next up, we have The Black Sleep, another fun film from '56, black and white horror. Another action film. We have Steel Justice, starring, who's in this? Barton Cove, I don't know. Ronnie Cox. Anyway, yeah, fun action film. Steel Justice from '87. We have The Challenge, another fun action flick. Action/kung fu flick. And Neptune Factor, fun one. Can't really see that artwork very well, but it's kind of all over the place. Curse of the Faceless Man, awesome release from Kino, 1958. The next one stars Anthony Perkins. 5 miles to midnight. Good film right here, The Crimson Cult. Awesome cast. Boris Karloff, Christopher Lee. Can't get more classic than that. Next up we have Doomwatch, kind of a boring sci-fi horror flick. It's okay. And The Amazing Deranged. Again, I recommend you pick up the Arrow release of this on Blu-ray. This isn't a bad cut, though. I mean, neither is Black Sabbath for that matter, but go with the Arrow release if you haven't got this yet and you're interested. But an awesome serial killer flick, one of my favorites. Donovan's Brain, another horror film from Kino. Black and white, 1953. These next two are, I guess, well, they star Vincent Price. I guess it's like a sequel or a little series. Dr. Goldfoot, who is Vincent Price, and The Bikini Machine. This one was from 65. And then we have its sequel, which is from 66, Dr. Goldfoot, and The Girl Bombs. Haven't watched either of these films, clearly, but yeah. I like Vincent Price. He plays Dr. Goldfoot, so I had to grab him. The Mark of Zorro. Not as good as the original, but take what I can get. Gog. Cool sci-fi horror film from 54 in color, surprisingly. Early color. And an awesome film, Heart of Midnight. Check this thriller out. It's really good. It's from 89. And it stars Frank Stallone, I believe, what's his name's brother? Sylvester. And Jennifer Jason Leigh. Good film. Next up, awesome film. This one I remember wanting and watching when I was a kid, homesick from school, Highway to Hell. I waited so long for this release to come out, never had a DVD release, and all of a sudden I was ecstatic when Kino, I found out, released it on Blu-ray. Highway to Hell. Cracked case, I gotta switch this case out. Does deserve better treatment than that. But yeah, this is one of the few releases I got. I forget where I got it from, but the case came cracked. Awesome release. One of the best, in my opinion. Just because it was a long-lost film to me. House of a Thousand Dolls, awesome film. Vincent Price. House of Long Shadows. I heard this is kind of beat. I haven't watched it yet. This is the reversible cover art. 83 film in color. Fun cover art. I like it. The Incredible Two-Headed Transplant. Haven't seen this one yet either. Sounded fun, though. From 71. And the next film is one of my favorite releases as well, just because I love the film. Madhouse. Not sure if Arrow released this, but if they did, I should pick it up because I love this film. Watched it the other night for the 10th time. Awesome film. Chosen Survivors, another relatively new release. Killer Bats. Charles Bronson in Assassination. Haven't seen this film, but it's another 80s action film in the late 80s. Getting down to the bottom half here, guys. We have The Monster That Challenged the World. Another 50s, late 50s black and white monster flick, I guess. Creature feature. Yeah, it's challenged, not challenged. Next up, we have Needful Things. Glad that they released this. Not a huge fan of the film. It's a Stephen King book, which I haven't read. I've heard the book is amazing, but it's okay. Happy to have it in my collection for sure. Awesome release here. The Pit. So happy that they released this film. Another long-lost 80s classic. Well, B-movie classic, I guess, but I love this movie. Great. Highly recommend this release. One of Kino's best. Even though I heard the picture quality wasn't the greatest on this transfer. I heard some people complain about it, but hell, I'll take it on Blu-ray for sure. Considering the DVD was out of print and going for way too much money. Glad I never bought that release. I waited for a Blu-ray. Awesome movie. Not the best release. I would go with the the Arrow release of this as well. It's funny how Arrow's released a lot of these movies as well, but Arrow's released a lot of movies that all big companies have released because Arrow's fucking huge in the UK and in the US. I think they only released this on Region B, though, from Arrow, Arrow UK. But anyway, Burnt Offerings, good film, good enough transfer, good enough release. Happy to have this. Next up, we have Whoever Slew Auntie Roo. Pretty fun film. Another Vincent Price classic from '69 in color, the oblong box. We have I heard Derek DBougie86 hyped this film up, said it was awesome. I think it was a blind buy for him as well. Tommy Lee Jones in The Park Is Mine, action film from '85. I can't wait to watch that one. Another Edgar Allan Poe adaptation. We have Premature Burial. Cool release. We have The Rosary Murders. This is an awesome film as well from '87. This is the reversible cover art, so yeah, I liked it. The Earth Dies Screaming, cool film from '64. Kind of like a sci-fi, futuristic horror film. We have The Undying Monster, another one from 1942, a monster creature feature. Getting down to the last couple here. Tales of Terror, classic anthology film, starring a lot of well-known actors. Peter Lorre, Basil Rathbone, Vincent Price. Awesome film. I think it's one of Horrorsball's favorites. So this is an awesome cover artwork. Sorry guys, the picture quality isn't good again, but I should have had more light shining on this. But Transformations, really awesome release. Really cool alternate cover art here featured. And we have Vincent Price in another anthology film, Twice Told Tales. Very happy to have this as well, from '63. And getting down to the end here, The Man with the X-Ray Eyes, 1963. A couple more. Yongari, kind of like a Godzilla ripoff, I think, from 1967. It's an Asian film, I believe, directed by Kim Ki-duk. And the last film I have here is an action film from 1983, Striker. I can't wait to check this one out. I heard it's pretty awesome as well. So that's from New World Pictures also, just so you know. So guys, that was my Kino Lorber collection. Give or take a few titles, probably, because I just recently started kind of putting all of my Kino Lorbers in the same section. They were kind of scattered everywhere because I had like sequels like The Island of Dr. Moreau with the Island of Dr. Moreau films, but I just decided to put all of my Kino releases together because I clearly have enough of them. So yeah guys, thanks for watching this video. Haven't done one in a while, so I was hungry to do one. And just wanted to let you guys know of my new name, Cathedral of Horror. Let me know if you like it or not, if it's cheesy or whatever. Let me know, because your opinions matter, so to me. So yeah, alright guys, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Peace!